All right, everybody. Happy April Fool's Day. And this is not going to be an April Fool's. This is going to be a true no tricks, no pranks live for you today. My name is Ron Deering. I'm coming to you from my home in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So let's do some quick housekeeping. Please share this out. Get this out to your team. Get this out to people that you know that are struggling because they want to do Facebook Lives. They want to get out here and get in front of people, and they want to do it, but they're scared to death. The other thing is that I want to thank everybody for their prayers and concerns. You can see my eye is doing significantly, still a little red, but it doesn't hurt anymore. It's not really leaking anything. It's on the last bits of healing. And for those of you who've been asking me all morning, did we get hit with earthquake somewhere, Montana or Idaho area, but not where we're at. We did not feel a thing. Hey, superstar Don, God bless you, Laura, Lynette. I'm still having a trouble focusing, so this is my good eye, and it's still a little bit off there. But so let's talk about how to go live, how to do Facebook Lives, how to get out there in front of people when you are paralyzed in fear, when you just can't seem to do it. Carlos and I were talking about this morning, and there's a number of people over the last year and a half or so, going on 2 years that we've been in the business, that have struggled with going live and getting out there and promoting themselves, their business, and just really making an impact. And we just we look at that camera, that little dot up there, that little light, wherever your camera is, and you freeze. You just feel like number of things. And Fraser Brooks was talking about this yesterday in an interview there. People don't do lives because they don't think they look good enough. They got bad hair, they're old, they're young, they just aren't cute, whatever it might be, right? They don't think that why would anybody listen to them? And they don't know what to talk about. Okay. The first two, I don't know how there's only one way to get past the first two. Okay. You can't change who you are, right? I can't, go back in 30 years from back in my life and get rid of my gray hair. I could dye it, right? But I'm gray. I'm old. I'm 67 years old. And that's just the way it is, right? I need to wear glasses. I could probably shave. I don't know. Maybe that make me look younger if I wanted to be younger, whatever it is. But it doesn't matter. That's who I am. This is who I am. So it's okay. It's okay to be who you are. That's what you want to do. You want to be who you are. And one of the things we were talking about yesterday is that, when you're doing lives, you want to get that persona out there. Now, I don't run around my house talking like this all the time. And I guarantee you, probably Aaron Parker, I've been around Aaron at events and things like that. And even though he's got this high energy level, most of his time is at normal level. We're not bouncing off the walls. But when you get in front of the camera, you have to let people know that you're excited about what you're doing, right? Because why would they even want to listen to you? Why would they, and we've used this example so many times. If you're sitting there going, hi, glad you showed up. I was watching something the other day with the kids, obviously, because they're home every day now. We're being quarantined, right? But we were watching a Disney movie called Zootopia. And in one of the scenes, the star is a rabbit who is wanting to be a full-fledged police officer. She's a police officer. She's gone through the academy and everything, but she wants to be something other than a parking meter. And she's hooked up with this fox who's kind of a criminal, but they become really good friends, and they're trying to get some information. So they go down to the DMV because they want to get a plate run. They want to get a license plate run, and they go in there, and every single one of the tellers at the DMV, and we laugh because we can relate to this, right? That's what it feels like sometimes, are sloths. And they get to the sloth, the one that the fox knows is going to help them, and it's like, hi, hope you're having, and you can see everybody's like, oh no. Well, you don't want your lives to be like that either. But what we're talking about is, how do you even start? How do you even start? Now, here's my recommendations. Okay. First off, here's the hardcore cold turkey kind of recommendation that I was given when I first started, when I was first, someone first told me, I think it was Ray Higdon, and he had said, you've got to do lives. You just got to get out there and do lives, right? Hey, Christopher, awesome. And I said, well, what do I do? What do I do? Just get out there and go do it. Just go do it, right? He talked about, because I didn't really think I'd been up in front of enough people. I'm very much an introvert in my everyday life, but I've been up in front of people. I had a classroom, a school that I taught at, and I've done, lectures and presentations in front of thousands of people on a stage and stuff. So I'm okay in front of people and everything, but getting in front of that camera for some reason and not being able to see that interaction, see what was going on, was a little difficult when I first got started. But was of those three things that were the most kind of disconcerting and challenge for me, was the last one is, where do I get the information? What do I talk about? Right. So he told me about a thing called ILT, invest, learn, and teach. Right. And most of us will do the first two. Most of us will invest in our training, invest in our education, invest in our learning, invest in our development, personal development or skill set development or whatever it might be for our business. And we learn it, and we, hopefully most of us go out and put it into practice and test it out and use it and see that it's gonna work and it's gonna do what it needs to be. But the last one, most people don't do. They don't pass it on. They don't teach. So I go out and I take a course and I get some great results. I should then pass that on. Right? I should then teach people. I should teach my team. I should. Excuse me. So what a great way to do lives, to figure out what you're going to talk about. Maybe something just happened in your life, so you go out and you do a live. Maybe you're just, we're all being in this quarantine time frame and that, so you're sitting down and you do a live with the kids or something. Anything that your audience can relate to, right? But no matter what, once you get the topic, and I would encourage you to go out to Ray Higdon, HigdonGroup.com and look for this book. And I know it's swapped right now. So it's called Persuasive Titles, Headlines to Attract More People to You, right? Okay. It's a little tiny thin thing, but it's got all kinds of little, how to do this and still have success, or why you should do this, even if it's, this or this or this, right? Or whatever, just a bunch of them. And in fact, Fraser talked about it yesterday, and it made me think of this little pamphlet. But I think it's HigdonGroup.com. You can go out there and search for his products and find that. But when it comes down to it, there is only one thing that is going to take you on that journey, right, from zero to hero. And that is by taking action. One of the things, and I'm going to probably talk about this tomorrow, if you look at it, people talk about attraction marketing, and it's really sit back and throw a few things on the wall and hope somebody comes out to you. It's not a bad thing. You got to do it all, right? You should be doing it all. You should be doing attraction marketing. You should be out there prospecting. But if you look at the word attraction, the last half of that word is action. So I heard this the other day, and I love it. Action marketing. So attraction marketing and action marketing, you put those together, and you have a successful marketing, right? You have huge marketing. You have the marketing that you need to do. So when I think of like Robert Hollis and Jenna Zweigel, two of my huge mentors in life, in this business, is they do attraction marketing. They're putting up posts all the time. Robert's doing interviews with, people reach out to me. He does interviews with people on the team and so forth. So he's putting out value. He's doing attraction. He does free training every Saturday morning. So he's doing that attraction part, giving value, making himself more attractive and everything. But he's also a big proponent of what he does is action marketing, where he's actually taking action and going out there and, connecting with people and developing relationships and making connections and reaching out to people. So you need them both. This past week, I've had 3 or 4 people who just reached out to me out of the clear blue sky and are getting started in the company, in the business, right? But that's a great thing. That's a great thing, right? But that's not, you can't depend on that because it's a maybe not thing. What you can depend on is reaching out and making those connections and do the action marketing. We're actually taking action every single day. Well, action is that key word that you should be looking at doing your lives. Because if you want to get past that and get past that fear into that, fame and fortune, you've got to get through the action. You got to take the action. You got to take massive action. The more action you take, the easier it gets, the better it gets. So my first few lives, and I've done probably 1,000 of them now, I'm sure, I've been doing them for years and that, but my first few, they're probably still not great. I don't care anymore. And whether if I look okay, I know I got to clean up my office. I got a puppy cage back here and, it's all, but the reality is that you get to a point where now it doesn't matter. You want to, get your message out, right? Start with the message, go to the message, right? You want to get your message out. You want to get your message out. You want to make sure that you are giving value out to people and helping them along their journey. So today I've got a t-shirt on. Tomorrow I might have a button shirt on. The next day I might have a sweatshirt on. It's not how I look. And I love what Jenna Zweigel, one day she'll be putting makeup on and she'll put her wig on and her hair extensions. And the next day she'll be like she just got out of the bed. She has no makeup on and she's ready to go. And she does it, whatever. It doesn't matter. People want to know that you're human. People want to know that you are a real person, not somebody that is an actor or an actress that has a makeup crew and lighting and all these other things that they can't do. And people relate to that, and that's how they get to that know, like, and trust, right? So now you're doing lives, and one of the dares, I love it, Fraser Brooks talked about yesterday, he doesn't give challenges, he gives dares, because if he dares someone to do something, they're more likely to do it, right? Well, one of the dares yesterday was do a live every single day, short live, every single day until the quarantine's lifted, right? Until you can go back to school or go back to doing what you're doing, right? And then the other dare, which he called his double dare, was to sit down and put 10 to 20 great headlines together. Again, if you had this, you could go through and get some great ideas. I think there's 100 of them. 90 compelling video headlines, formulas, and examples. It's a great, great little thing. I wish I could read it. I just can't read very much right now. My eyes are so blurry. And I'm looking at, let's see who's here. Vanessa, Jessica, Cindy, Julie, Beth. Good to see you, Beth Superstar, Jonathan. Okay, so you just need to get out there and start giving the value. And then, because here's what's happening. Here's what will happen. You're out there, and I was talking to someone last week that's going to jump on and join the team. And we got talking, and they said, what really attracted me was we connected, but then I went and looked at your profile. Then I went and looked at your Facebook profile, and I saw all these people having success. I saw your lives. I saw your dogs, your family, your grandkids, your kids. I saw all these things that made you human, made you likable, made you someone that I felt like I could know, like, and trust. So, if you're not putting anything out there in your bucket, in your home, that is going to make you a likable person. I don't mean making things up. I mean just being yourself, right? Hopefully you're a likable person. It'd be like me going into your house, and the only thing being there is a couch, a chair, and a TV. No decorations, no nothing, right? You go, whoa, did you just move in? What's going on here? Who are you? What are you doing? Right? But then walk into a home that's got all kinds of homemade decorations and paintings and all kinds of things, Thank you, James. My eye is doing a lot better. It may still look red, and it is. It's still red, but it doesn't hurt or anything like that. Still a little blurry, though. I'm still having a hard time seeing it. I don't know why that is. It's a much more inviting environment, right? Like if you walk into our house, my wife has put all kinds. There's knickknacks, there's homemade things, there's things that we've had for 20 or 30 years that we've been together. There's just, it's just, she's like, you don't ever want to leave the house. Why? Because you made it so homey, right? It's like that, what if someone said, man, I just never want to leave your Facebook profile. It's just, there's so much cool stuff there that I'm going through. There's so much neat stuff, right? Part of that is being live. Part of that is getting through the fear. And there's only one way to get through the fear, and that's take action. There's only one way to get through the fear, and that's take action. If you're going to get through and pass through that fear and have the courage you need to take action. You need to take action. You can avoid it all you want. And the first time you do it, you're probably going to be terrible, just like all of us, and everybody's going to love it. The first time you do it, you're going to stutter. You're going to, we still always do. We still do, right? But people are going to love it because they're going to see you and say, wow, if that person can do it, and they had the courage to do that, and they took the action to do it, then I can too. I can too. And the next time it'll be a little bit better. And the next time it'll be a little bit better. And the next time it'll be a little bit, best example I could give is my brother in the Lord and probably my closest friend in the world right now, other than my wife and one of our other couple friends, but Carlos Martinez. And when he got into business, he reached out to me and said, Ron, what do I do? And I said, Carlos, you're not going to like this, but you need to start doing lives. And he's like, no. Everybody I've talked to thinks Carlos has been doing lives for years. But he hasn't. He's only been doing lives since he got involved with our company. But he's great at it because he said, okay, I hate it, but I'm going to do it. And he just started doing them, taking action, doing them. Now he looks like he's much better than I am because he took action. He went out there and he did it. He was coachable. He listened. And his business now reflects it. He's a 25K affiliate in our company, going on to be a 100K affiliate. He's doing huge things. He's impacting so many lives. But if you're coachable and you've got to do something, but you're scared to death to do it, there's only one way to do it. When I was in the military, there was a lot of things they said, hey, we're going out to here. We're going to go out and jump out of planes. We're going to go rappel out of helicopters and everything. And we're all sitting back going, oh, what have I gotten myself into? We just went out and did it. I remember that first jump out of a C-130 back at Fort Benning, Georgia. And you got up to the door. You couldn't see that unless you're the first person. And the first time I jumped, I wasn't. Later jumps, ended up being the first person in line. But when I was in the middle of what they called the stick of 60 people in this C-130, no windows or anything. You're just standing there, and all of a sudden they say the green light goes, and people are disappearing in front of you because they're going out the door. You have no idea what's going on. You're just, hoping that when you get there, you jump out and your static line pulls you to shoot, and everything works okay. Total unknown, but you're just taking action. Of course, the guy behind you is pushing too. He's taking action. Everybody's taking action. Everybody's going. The jump master's pushing people out and making sure they get out. But once you do it, it's like, wow. Once I went through that door, I took the action. I got past that fear, and you're jumping out of a plane. There was a great amount of fear there. It was amazing. It was beautiful. You're hanging, your chute's open, you're just hanging. You can see to Atlanta, Georgia. We were in Augusta, Georgia, where Fort Benning is. No, we were in Columbus. I'm sorry, Georgia. And it was just unbelievable. And then I went on to do, a couple of hundred jumps and went skydiving and fell in love with it. But you still had to take action. It was that first time skydiving. You jump out, and you got to, okay, wait, I got to open my own chute. And you got to stop from spinning, and you've got to, do a French cross and keep yourself stable, and all of these other things that you try to do. And the first couple of times you do it, you're thinking, oh man, I hope I don't freak out and not pull my ripcord. I hope when I pull it, it opens. And you're learning how to pack your own chute and all of these things. Fear, fear, fear. I'm sure you've got a story in your life, something that you had to do in your life that had a lot of fear involved, and you took the action to get. And I guarantee you, if you sat and looked at your life and what you've gone through, anytime you've come across something that was scary and you made it to the other side of that, it was because you took action. It was because you took action. It wasn't because of some magic formula. It wasn't because somebody came in, Harry Potter wanded you. We've got Harry Potter and Hermione Granger in the other room. It wasn't because of any of that other than you took action. And that action pulled you through that fearful time and gave you the courage. People that are courageous are only courageous because they take action. Doesn't mean they're fearless and they don't have fear. I'm telling you this from being in the military and being in some scary places. It doesn't mean that you don't have fear. It just means that you don't let the fear stop you. You take action and you push through it. Till eventually, maybe you don't have that fear anymore. Maybe you do. Maybe you have the fear all the time. Every time I get up on a stage and speak, there's a little bit of fear in the beginning until I take that action and start opening my mouth and talking and going through it. So you want to know how to get through your lives even when you're scared to death? Do them. If you're sitting back right now and you're not doing Facebook Lives and you're not doing what or your coach has told you should do, and you know that you should be doing them if you want to take your business to the next level, because I don't know any 6 and 7 figure earners and leaders in network marketing that don't do lives or didn't do lives in the beginning to get their business started. Right? Ray Higdon has done a live almost every single day. My guess is every single day for the last 10 years. And look where he's at. Eric Worre does lives. Robert Hollis does lives. He's doing them a little different right now because he's a 500K on his way to super affiliate. And, that's where he's at right now in his business. But the bottom line is that you look at, Jenna Zweigel, $1 million a month earner, top female earner in the world in network marketing, number 2 overall earner in the world, and she does a live pretty much every single day. Those are what we call clues. All right. So if you want to get through the fear and get your lives going, you need to take action. You need to say, for the next 5 days, I'm going to do a live every day. I don't care what it's about. Figure out what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to do a live every single day. I don't care if it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 30 minutes. I'm going to do a live every single day. I'm going to do a live every single day. I'm going to take that action, and I'm going to get over this fear so that I can start doing them even more. So God bless you. Reach out to me. You can get involved with our company right now for free, for absolutely free. Get involved with a company that is exploding. One of the biggest months, if not the biggest month we've ever had last month, in a time of crisis and everything else going on. The company's still growing like crazy. So God bless you all. Can't wait to see you on the next one. I've got to go get the grandkids to the bus to get their school lunch.